Hey, how's it going? It's Douglas James. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you an update on what's been going on in the economy in the crypto space for the last 7 or so days. Here's some of the headliners. Is Elon Musk going to buy Twitter or not? All right. Did BNB just suffer a major hack? And then Hugo Boss, are they adopting NFTs? Some exciting stuff. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you do like the video and subscribe to the channel for regular videos. You subscribe for regular videos on business, financial literacy, and leadership. All right, so let me jump right in. My team has put together some amazing research that I'm gonna walk you through on my screen here. And we're gonna dive deep and talk about some things that I think are relevant, okay? And the information that I share in these economic update videos, I think they're relevant for anyone that's in business, that's making investments online, and you're really trying to find certainty on what to do with your money. Right now, I will say before I get into it, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should always do your own research for sure, and I make these videos just for educational purposes only, okay? So let me just jump right into the video here, all right, guys? So let me start with probably the biggest story of the week here, all right? So Elon Musk, is he buying Twitter again? So Tesla CEO is agreeing to the original terms proposed in April at $54.20 per share for his Twitter acquisition. Twitter responded the same day that they intend to accept the $44 billion deal. The headline is super bullish for the crypto space, given the recent report that Musk is potentially plans to integrate Dogecoin to the platform as a blockchain social media system. All right, Dogecoin saw a 10% price increase and 24-hour trading volume of over $1 billion in the hours following this announcement, okay? As of Thursday, reports of tensions between Musk and Twitter circulated over the lawsuit Twitter originally filed against Musk for backing out of the deal over the summer, okay? So a judge has ruled that Musk has until basically October 28th to secure funding and close the deal in order to avoid trial. So this is what's going on. You know, I covered this in my last week. If Elon Musk, his original plan was to buy Twitter and make Dogecoin part of the ecosystem and basically turn Twitter into a blockchain social media. And to participate in Twitter, you have to have Dogecoin in your wallet. So this can mean really big things for Twitter going forward, and if you're holding Dogecoin, this means a lot, right? As far as like price action and fundamentals, right? And let me just add this here. So this is just another article just kind of talking about it as well. I think this is going to be really something interesting to keep your eye in going forward. I mean, Musk, billionaire, buying social media, right? Dogecoin with a multi-billion-dollar market cap. Which is a meme coin that doesn't really have any real utility. So if this actually turns out, I think this is going to be really bullish for the space, all right? So let me jump into the next story here. We got Hugo Boss set to launch NFT collection. Okay, the German luxury fashion brand with a total market cap of $3.3 billion is partnering with the team behind the NFT collection, Imaginary Ones. Okay, that's these guys right here. To create a Hugo and IO NFT line and a metaverse experience. This collection will generate charity contributions and provide holders access to unique Hugo Boss and IO content, goods, and experience. The news is macro bullish for the crypto and NFT space, as this is another industry giant expanding their brand to the digital world of currency. I mean, guys, if you love crypto, if you love NFTs, if you love metaverse, these are the things you want to see. We're talking about big brands. I mean, Hugo Boss, like I said, is worth over $3 billion, right? Over $3 billion. I shop at Hugo Boss. I love their clothes, right? To see them collaborating here is an amazing thing. You just really love to see it. It's really bullish long-term for crypto, NFTs, and metaverse as well. So this is incredible news, all right? So McDonald's starts to accept Bitcoin and Tether in a Swiss town. This is massive, okay? Hey, love or hate McDonald's, they are worth over $170 billion, right? And I'm sure we've all eaten there at some point in our lives, but this is just the start. It's one town in Switzerland, but this is just the start to McDonald's opening its eyes to this digital currency. I mean, how long before eventually we go to McDonald's just down the street or in a neighborhood, or in New York and Miami and LA and London, and you're buying your Big Mac with Bitcoin or Tether, right? So this is just the start. So if you love crypto, You love to see this adoption happen, and massive companies are waking up to this technology and these digital cryptocurrencies. All right, so next news here. Mastercard is cracking down on crypto security. Okay, so the financial service industry titan is getting serious about protecting their customers with their new security tool called Crypto Secure. The tool uses AI algorithms to detect the possibility of criminal activity associated with cryptocurrency exchanges on their payment network. This is bullish example on a macro scale of how major players like Mastercard, a company with a market capitalization of $286.7 billion, are adopting crypto as an asset that they need to secure. All right. I mean, who's got Mastercard and what? Let me know in the comments if you have Mastercard in your wallet. Right. This is like one of the biggest credit card companies, debit card, all that, $285 billion. Right? So this is what we love to see. We want to see, for adoption to take place, these massive companies with multi-billion-dollar valuations and market caps, we want to see them building in Web3, building with crypto and using this technology to make it easier for the regular everyday person to be involved with crypto. All right, so you love to see that. Now let me jump to the next piece here. So BNB chain hacked for $100 million. This is one of the biggest news of the week next to the Elon thing. So the mega crypto exchange Binance took a hit just yesterday from today when we're filming, when their blockchain suffered a critical hack. Okay, the attackers created $2 million in BSC tokens, BNB tokens, worth $570 million. That means they were newly minted, okay? These tokens weren't actually stolen from anyone. They were actually newly minted. So it caused BSC to temporarily suspend activity on the BNB blockchain. The attackers were able to get away with about $100 million. Unfortunately, this attack was not on individuals, holders, like I said. So BNB took a dip from about $293 to about $280 following the exploit. Headlines like this can have a bearish sentiment in the short term for newcomers to the crypto space. However, it is more important to recognize, again, that no single holder BNB had any funds stolen from them. So as you can see, guys, like things like this, we're still super early. Unfortunately, this hack, no one lost money. It was like newly minted stuff, right? But we are still very early in the space. So that's why when we talk about adoption, when we talk about regulation, right? We need all these things to happen for a lot of people to get involved, to have certainty on how to participate in these exchanges, in these cryptos, right? So you must be doing your research and understanding what you're investing in 100% of the time, right? So that was pretty big news. So I'm glad no one lost any money, though. That's actually a really big hack, but I'm glad that no one suffered individually from that. So let's go to the next thing. So Biden administration calls on Congress for crypto regulation. This is the kind of thing that you want to see, right? We just talked about this regulation. You want to see our world governments getting together and regulating crypto, because that's going to give everyone the certainty that they need and how to invest their money. So the administration, along with the U.S. Treasury's Financial Stability Oversight Council, is concerned about having a concise regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, including another stablecoin like the Terra Luna incident, right, and other regulations regarding spot trading Bitcoin and crypto assets. Despite Congress stating this type of legislation is months away, this can be bearish micro news immediately following the passing of any cryptocurrency laws, okay? In the long run, it is bullish on a micro scale because regulation gives confidence to new investors. So this is, like I said, this is what we want to see. We want to see the world's governments, the world's currencies participating in regulation, getting involved with crypto. Again, this is going to bring the big money. I mean, if we take a look at the market cap, which I'll show you towards the end of the video, we're just less than $1 trillion, and at the height of the bull market of 2021, we were over $3 trillion, right? For example, if we look at gold, the total worth of gold is $10 trillion. Imagine if once everyone wakes up to Bitcoin, for example, and realize that is the new digital gold, that's $10 trillion that goes right into Bitcoin, right? And then you got BlackRock, $40 trillion in assets. So regulation is going to be huge once people wake up and they're already waking up. People are already waking up to this technology and how it's just better to hedge against inflation, hedge against their crashing currency, right? So you like to see this. This is good news. All right, so let's look at some economy news here. So we got stock market news. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ recorded 3 consecutive quarterly declines for the first time since 2008 recession last Friday. October started out strong with the S&P 500 having its biggest two-day gain since 2020 after a new job openings report is leading investors to believe the Fed will ease back on interest rates. Now, I mean, this is quite a potential, right? It's quite a potential. If we look at, for example, like the job openings, the end of August saw 1.1 million decrease in job openings to 10.1 million. This news was bullish for the stock market earlier this week as it contributed to the gains since the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Okay, that was actually earlier in this week. There was actually a new report that came out actually just a couple days ago showing that that unemployment is at 3.5%, which it dropped from 3.7%, right? So if you're looking at this data, we really want to look at, unemployment to see, okay, because the Fed really wants to see unemployment to go up if they're going to stop the hiking rates. If employment forces, if the workforce is strong and people are getting jobs and there's more jobs than ever, they're like, we need to try to make these people more broke, so they'll keep increasing interest rates. So, so this news you got to pay attention to, because if this continues like this, we'll continue to stay in recession, and they'll keep, hiking up interest rates. So this was interesting. The United Nations basically UN warns of global recession. Okay, the United Nations warned of a global recession if the Fed and other central banks do not halt raising interest rates. The Fed is scheduled to meet on November 4th to decide if they will raise rates again. I mean, basically, UN is telling Powell, hey, chill out, bro. Like, stop raising interest rates. You're going to cause a global economic recession, right? And things could implode here, right? So it's possible. We'll see what happens when the Fed meets, but this might put some pressure on them to kind of like pause the brakes and be a little bit more dovish than hawkish than they've been with all these hike rakes, right? So we'll see if that transitions into anything here. So let me jump into this here as well. So basically, this is really interesting. Gas and oil prices. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries has announced they will decrease collective oil output by 2 million barrels per day starting in November. This is the largest cutback since cuts were made back in 2020 in response to the COVID shutdown, okay? OPEC wants oil prices to be at $90 a barrel and not to fall below that. They will likely impact gas prices, and as the national average has already seen an increase recently and is up to $3.89 a gallon. The U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve has already been depleted by over 150 million barrels since the spring of this year to aid in the decrease in prices. But since OPEC is a major manipulator in the oil industry, the future of gas prices is looking grim once again. I mean, who's been at a pump lately and saw the high gas prices? Let me know. I was just the other day filled up our car, and it was literally $7.50 a gallon here in San Diego, California. So, I mean, this stuff is getting really, really out of hand. So it looks like they're trying to put something together to manage the price, but this is just another sign, something's got to be done here. This is super interesting, okay? The national debt, the U.S. national debt this week has surpassed $31 trillion for the first time, like ever, okay? So, like I said, guys, there's more cash in the economy than there's ever been. This is why they are raising interest rates to try to squeeze and remove the liquidity out the system, move the cash out the system. So, I think I've said this in my last video with regards to the economic update, but there's so much cash out there. Like everyone's got access to cash, like even loans, right? You have access to cash. You're just going to pay a higher interest rate. So I think that this is really why people are waking up to the fact that, if the government is just going to print a whole bunch of cash, what does that do? It devalues the money that you already have, right? For example, I have, rare Pokemon cards, right? And they're graded, and there's only a certain number of them in the world. Now, what if the original, wizard of the coast decides to go reprint, a whole bunch of first edition Charizards from the original condition using the original ink, using the original cardboard and everything, well, that's going to devalue the cards that are in circulation right now, right? It's the same thing with cash. So, this is a big deal, to look at as far as like the national debt. That's why it's important, to use debt. Money is basically debt. Like, money is not real. Money is debt. So you always want to use it to buy assets. Use cash to buy assets. Use cash to start businesses and create more cash as much as possible, right? Find a side hustle. Find an online business. Do something where you can generate more cash, and then turn that cash that you're generating into buy assets like Bitcoin, crypto, or real estate or something, right? You have to do something to combat this, and you got to start. If you're not doing anything, the first thing that you need to do is try to generate as much cash as possible, get liquid, and get into assets that are producing a yield, right? So let's jump into Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? So Bitcoin has been bouncing around between this, 19,000 to 20,500 over the past week. We've been in this range for a few weeks. We seem to have pretty good resistance around that $19,000 mark, right? So it's looking like we could go lower. Maybe we can go higher. Just kind of depends. All eyes are on the Fed right now. The crypto market cap right now is $945 billion, so right underneath $1 trillion, right? So let's take a look at the Bitcoin hash rate. Bitcoin's total network hash rate reached all-time highs this week with 321.15 hash rates per second, right? That's insane. I mean, so this is telling you that people are printing Bitcoin faster than ever. Actually, let me pull this up here. Yeah. People are printing Bitcoin like faster than ever right here, according to this news article, right? So more and more Bitcoins are being minted. There's only going to be 21 million ever. So I think that if you're looking at this, and this just tells you that people just have all the miners have all the confidence in the world in Bitcoin, right? It's the highest that it's ever been. So when the bull market comes back, I mean, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see crypto probably rip at some point. Rip harder than it's ever ripped because of all of this bullish news that is coming out. And what I just had up on the screen here just a minute ago, is actually the number of Bitcoin wallet holders. Okay, it saw a slight decrease over the summer, but we're actually hovering over 900,000 active wallets, as we speak, roughly right now. Just over 900,000. Over 900,000 people hold Bitcoin. I think you're going to find this is going to go up and up and up. People are really starting to awaken to the technology and what this thing's all about. Taking a look at crypto adoption in banks. This is pretty interesting. A recent study found that 19 of the world's largest financial institutions have as little as 0.01% crypto exposure, amounting to around $9 billion in assets. Most of the exposure is in Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, there's potential for banks to under or over report their exposures. Regardless of the actual number, this is proof that crypto space is has so much more potential for macro growth. Guys, only 0.01% crypto exposure. Could you imagine what's going to happen when this gets to 10%, 20%, right? It's gonna go nuts. It's gonna go berserk. So you love to see this. This means that we have so ways to go. So if you are an early adopter, you're sitting pretty, because when this thing rips, it's gonna rip like no other, right? Now, I do want to give an update on the Wolf Den. Okay, so at the end of my videos, I will be updating you guys about this ecosystem and what they have going on. I've seen some really good moves that they've been putting together over the course of the last week or so. They posted this on Twitter, something coming this week, but this is basically an update over what happened the last week. So I don't know if you guys know who Chris Voss is. Chris Voss is the FBI negotiator. He's making his rounds right now. He's speaking on stages. He's writing books. He's doing amazing things. They had a dinner with him for his new documentary in LA, and this community this project sent 8 people to go have dinner with him and go to the opening of the documentary. So I heard that they're collaborating with Chris Voss on a project with the Wolf Den and their crypto ecosystem. I think that's super, super cool, bringing in celebrities, bringing in people that are building real world utility, right? They also have Catskill Packing. They are a meat company. So if you like your Wagyu steaks or your ribeye steaks and you buy your meat, you can actually pay with the currency for their ecosystems called Guard or Guardian. That's this right here. And you get a 10% discount if you hold one of their NFTs. So the Wolf Den has, I believe, 5,000 wolf pups. So if you hold one of those NFTs, you get a 10% discount from this site and get all your meats and steaks, right? Which I think is super interesting. You love to see that, you know, companies like this adopting crypto, adopting the Web3, right? They said Success Finders has made their wolf pup thesis, I think that's how you say it, the face of the guide of their new knowledge set. So I believe the Success Finder is a new app where you can connect and find it. It's kind of like the Facebook of online education, but without all the noise. So like a super cool platform. So they're using their NFT basically as the face of their product, which is super cool. So you're starting to see NFTs, people adopting NFTs into their own softwares, right? And to tell really cool stories. So this is pretty cool. I mean, they have their NFT on their watch. I think I've seen, you know, Bored Ape Yacht Club people do this as well. So it seems like they're doing some really cool stuff here. And looks like the Guardian Academy is giving away wolf pups in 2 separate ways. First, anyone that reaches their Guardian tier and creates a capstone project that adds to the body and helpful crypto knowledge. So they're giving away these things. I think you can mint them, I believe, for like 0.1 ETH, but they're almost sold out. I believe like 4,000 of 5,000 have been sold out already, something like that. It seems like anything that to participate in this ecosystem with everything that they have going on, you have to hold one of these wolf pups, and they have events. They have all kinds of stuff going on. I believe they're building a retreat center as well. What do we got here? Capstone portal, cool. So they have like the Guardian Academy. It's an education. I haven't seen any ecosystem in the crypto space that does crypto education better than the Wolf Den. I've learned so much from working with their team and just absorbing all the education materials that's in there. They teach you how to like really play your own game, not get in your own way, and make better, effective decisions, right? I think a lot of us in the crypto space, we get super caught up in our emotions, like what's the chart doing today? What buttons do I need to press because I'm just trying to chase dopamine? They talk about all these things, right? So their education platform, I think, is really second to none. So they're doing some really cool. They had like a whole bunch of updates this week. I'm just kind of going through them. Let's see what we got here. Have an idea. Nick Peterson, his Arizona partners, just holding Wolf Pup gets a $50,000 discount. So I think they're going to be having. They have like this exclusive, 400-acre property that they're building this retreat center on, and I think that they're going to charge like $75,000 per person. There's only going to be 108 spots, but I think their plan is there's going to be like a lot of celebrities, influencers, authors, thought leaders that are going to be there holding events and like hanging out. So there's only going to be 108 spots ever. So I think that's really cool that they're building that retreat center out there. And this says, just for Wolf Pup holders making magic on their own terms. Plenty more coming. Stay tuned. Only 5,000 wolf pups, and if you're interested, you can go there. So, yeah, super cool system. All of their stuff is based around their currency Guard, I think that they're doing big things, and they're trying to make a strong, positive impact on the world, especially in the cryptocurrency space. So, just wanted to shout them out real quick and give you guys an update. So, that basically sums up the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. Again, look, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you do subscribe for regular videos. I'm coming out with videos like this all the time. All has to do with business, financial literacy, and leadership. I think those are the 3 categories that if you're trying to grow as a human being, as a business owner, even for marriage and family, like all of these things, guys, I treat everything like a financial decision, because why not? And if it's not to the asymmetric side, then what are we doing this for, right? So I want to give you guys the groundbreaking updates information and training and coaching that you need to go off and do amazing things. Okay, so again, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. It's Douglas James, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.